Good evening. I'm Carolyn Calabrese, Senior Strategic Communications Coordinator for HDR Engineering, the consultant supporting the Region 12 Flood Planning Project. Thank you for joining us for tonight's virtual public meeting. After this meeting, you can continue to ask questions or provide comments for the interim Region 12 flood plan anytime through Saturday, February 12th by visiting region12texas.org. Any comment received after February 12th will not be included in the interim report, but will be included in the final report for the project. The format for tonight is a short presentation, then the remainder of the meeting will be open for question and answers. Please note that this event is being recorded and will be posted to the project website. Now I'd like to begin the presentation by introducing Ron Branyan, Senior Client Manager with HDR Engineering.
Thank you, Caroline. Good evening. I'm Ron Branyan, and thank you again for participating in this session. Tonight, I'm going to introduce to you a few topics that we're going to talk about for the Region 12 flood plan. We're going to show you how we're going to gather knowledge of the flood-prone areas, flood mitigation projects, and needs. The information that I'll provide will be available on the website at region12texas.org. Let's get started. As I mentioned, my name is Ron Branyan, and I'm a Senior Project Manager with HDR Engineering. I've been a project manager for over 20 years, and I have experience delivering Texas water development flood mitigation studies, drainage master plans, and flood mapping studies. I live in Bexar County, reside in Wilson County, and I ranch in Goliad County, so this watershed truly is my home. And this flood plan means a lot to me, and it is a passion of mine. So I'm really excited about getting to work on this and getting to hear more about the flooding in our area from your comments. Historically, the areas had flooding and had a realization of the need for flood planning. So in 2019, the legislature created the first ever regional and state flood planning process. We are now regional planning to deliver those plans by January 10th, 2023, and then every 5 years thereafter. State flood plans to be adopted soon after by September 1, 2024, and then every 5 years. Please visit the Texas Water Development Flood Planning website at twbdb.texas.gov. The San Antonio Regional Flood Planning Group was created to represent diverse interests and to deliver the 2023 regional plan. The San Antonio River Authority is the sponsor, and the technical team is HDR staff and the HAF team that was selected as the consultants to prepare the plan. A couple of key members that I'd like to mention is Nefi Garza, who is with the City of San Antonio and is the chair, and Derek Bays with the San Antonio River Authority, who's the vice chair. Our objective is to create a document that shows and analyzes the existing flood infrastructure and preparedness, identifies the current and future flood risk and hazards, develops flood mitigation and management goals, identifies and evaluates flood mitigation strategies and mitigation projects, and evaluates benefits and impacts to water supply, environment, and economics. So this is in general our task in the schedule in which we were going to deliver. Task 1 through 4 were delivered in January as a draft technical memorandum. Part of that is a geodatabase with comments that we're collecting and other flood information as far as updated floodplains and other shapes in GIS files that we will deliver on March 7th, 2022. After that time, we'll be working on task 5 through 9 and task 10 is stakeholder input that will last the duration of the project. Task 5 through 9 look into more detail of the project and the actual projects that will be implemented. Task 2 through 4 is where we've been gathering all of our data that will move forward into the plan. Again, I mentioned we submitted a draft of that recently, but we're still collecting information, and that's why we're here asking you today for your comments. As I mentioned, we've completed the technical memorandum as of last month and are currently continuing to attend regular flood planning meetings to provide status updates on task 5 through 9. Feedback from today, which is submitted by February 12th, will be included in the draft document. Our next major deliverable is the final plan submission of January 10th, 2023. There are a couple of relevant flood studies that I'd like to mention as we go through this process. Recently, the General Land Office started a flood studies along the eastern, central, and western region of the coastal regions. This was a direct impact of all the damage seen by the major hurricanes that have hit the Gulf Coast in recent years. As part of that study, we will be utilizing information and we're communicating with their teams so that we're gathering as much data and sharing as much data as possible and trying not to recreate the wheel, if you will. Also at this time, the Texas Water Development Board is developing base level engineering. Base level engineering is an innovative way of modeling and mapping the streams in Texas to provide a high level floodplain for areas that maybe need more detail or there is no floodplains at all. Both of these studies will help improve the quality of information that we have in the planning region and will help us as we start to begin developing our floodplain management strategies, flood management evaluations, and flood management projects. This is what we will identify and this is what will go into the plan that will be rolled up in a statewide flood plan. This slide really lays out who are the stakeholders. Stakeholders are you participating tonight, cities, counties, state agencies, and the general public. We need stakeholders like you to help identify flood-prone areas, flood-prone infrastructure, and proposed and ongoing projects. So what we have in front of you is really the meat of what we're asking everyone to be a part of. What you can see here is an interactive comment map that will allow you to identify flood-prone areas and infrastructure and concerns within the San Antonio River Basin. You can submit your feedback and comments by visiting the interactive comment map on the project website at region12texas.org. Once you visit the site, there you will be able to step-by-step instructions on how to navigate. Carolyn, to show us how to walk through the interactive map, will be panning through and showing us how we can enter our data. So as you see on the map, there's a lot of information. There are several buttons on the left-hand side of your screen that will help you zoom in and zoom out. You can enter your address on the icon below, and you can even change the background legend and your background base map, and also view the legend as you zoom in. As you zoom in, there will be more data that appears, and you can use that legend to help you identify what you're looking at, whether it be floodplains, other comments, or dams and other unique features in the watershed. Now, to submit a comment, you click the green button on the right, and you're able to go in and put a point on the map anywhere that you know that there's flooding. Once you've added that point, you can come in here and answer some of these drop-down menus. First off, what type of flooding is occurring? The type of flooding can either be road, land, building, or other. How frequently does this flooding occur? Has it occurred only once, on a few occasions that you can remember, very frequently, every time, or unknown? This is, I've just heard it's flooding in this area. Also, please describe concerns that you may have, if desired, and then tell us how long you've lived in the area. Also, we're asking that we can contact you for more information if we need some. And we have place for you to enter your name, phone number, and email. And can we post that publicly? One of the cool features of this comment map is you're also able to attach files. So if you have a good photo, please be sure and upload that for the team to use throughout our project. In general, this is a very simple and easy tool to use and an easy way for us to collect comments. But if you'd like to discuss this more with one of the team members, our contact information will be provided at the end of the presentation. Your input is very important to creating an optimal flood plan for the region. We want to hear from your experiences and flood concerns. A plan is only as good as the input, so thank you for being a vital role in this process. Please visit the project website again at region12texas.org to learn more about the plan, contact the project team, find out about upcoming meetings and events, participate in stakeholder surveys, and visit the interactive map. You can also directly contact me by email at ronald.branyan@hdr.inc or by phone as listed. That concludes the presentation, and just one more reminder, you can view this information from today's meeting by visiting region12texas.org. You can also see the question and answer portion of the meeting on that site that was collected during the live meeting. Thanks again for participating in the Region 12 State Flood Plan.